Welcome back for another week of AFG. I am Galladite 74, and this is our Week 3 battle of the league. This week we are taking on Isaac Gould, coach of Peak the Grim. Now, as always, if they have any links that I end up finding, I will leave them in the description below. My opponent was a great sport this week, despite we did have a little bit of a time zone difference, but we managed to work it out, which was pretty awesome. To recap what happened in last week's video, we did end up winning with a little bit of luck, so we have to take those. It's unfortunate, but you know what, just move on forward. We take the W, and we're going to look forward to this week, and I'm just going to get into it right away and look at the matchup right here on screen. In my opinion, it's pretty alright for us. I'd say it's like a 60-40 advantage for us. Nothing crazy, pretty down the middle. I think Tinkaton glues a lot of my opponent's defense together, and that's going to be a part of the game plan as I explain in a moment. My opponent's setup threats, I think, can become gigantic threats, especially Deoxys, but not allowing them to set up makes them not nearly as threatening. So, in turn, our game plan is to use AV Glow King to scout sets and trade damage. Since the non-setup threats don't do too much immediate damage, I can figure out their sets, regen the damage off, and come back later. And pressure Tinkaton. That is a huge part of this game plan. If I do not chip Tinkaton, I will not win. Kyurem and or Mega Skarmory can clean up, depending on if Rotom comes, which I sneakily think is going to come to this matchup. That is our game plan. We're going to talk about AV Glow King first. This checks Special Deoxys, which I think is the most threatening Deoxys that can come to this game. A lead set doesn't really scare me too much. A mixed set could be scary, but nothing crazy, and a physical set just doesn't, a full physical set doesn't really feel great into my team. Glow King can trade damage with Shaman, Rotom, Blastoise, and even Nidoking early game if I decide to do so. Kyurem-Black, as always, I have physical Bolt Beam coverage, and it's all I needed in this matchup, which allows me to run Hone Claws and sub. I can play pretty aggressively versus a lot of my opponent's Mons, mainly the Gligar, though I don't see that coming, and defensive Shaman, and I could see that coming. Our Mega Gallade and Roaring Moon answer is Donphan this week. I am Terra Fairy, and it is a must to have. It's hard to cover both of those Mons if they both end up coming, but taking down one with doing Donphan will have done its job. Usual utility works here as you see in its moveset, and my investment means that I can guaranteed one-shot a no-bulk Mega Gallade with Play Rough. Mega Skarmory is up next. It is a potential win con. Getting +2 speed and +2 attack is very risky in this game, but it does straight up beat like the entire team outside of defensive Rotom or Terra Steel Shaman. +2 attack by itself still does a load of work though, so I think this set can put in a lot of work this week, even if I don't make weak armor work. I have Spec Sylveon on this team. The Fairy typing is very good against my opponent's team, considering I can use it to pressure Tinkaton. I had Webs to support this initially, but I swapped it out for Light Screen. It's a bit awkward in this specific game plan, but it can take any one hit from kind of anything that's not boosted, so I think I can use that to my advantage. Finally, Jolteon here. Shoutouts to Jay. This was straight up his idea he cooked after our weekly trade of mocks. Originally this was Araquanid, but outside of Webs, Araquanid wasn't doing a crazy ton, and I was really worried about setup. So this very niche set actually handles everything I was really scared of. It's kind of a catch-all type of mon. Finally, Jolteon is Terra Ice, but it doesn't actually have Terra Blast. It's solely to deter Nidoking from coming in hard. That's it. But I need Terra on Donphan. That's, again, the whole point. But we're going to keep this under 5 minutes, barely, and we're going to get right into our battle of the week. Alright, here we are. Okay, a Terra Electric. Shaman. That's not really what I expected, but okay, that's fine, I think. Don't know. I guess Skarmory. That's pretty good for Skarmory. Okay, so Skarmory is a little bit less useful because of that. I'm still going to leave my Glow King. That's what I meant to do. And they leave a Shaman. And that's fine. So, we get the lead right here. I think I just throw... I wish I had a Poison move. Let's just Flamethrower. They Terra Electric instantly. They Earth Power. It does legit nothing. So that's fine. That does 18.3 with Earth Power. So I don't think that's invested at all. No, it's not. This thing's defensive, most likely. As my Flamethrower did 16. That's really not much either. Oh, okay, so you're Spadef. Oh yeah, you're Super Spadef. I think I'm just going to click a Psychic once. I do think Leech Seed's going to come out at some point. And it's a little tough with this thing spamming Earth Power, because I could use my Jolteon as a switch-in, but I don't really love that as an idea. I could go hard Kyurem too. Like, I don't think this thing's too much of a threat to me. But if I get the play wrong, it's a little bad. So there's Earth Power again. That's fine. Do Psychic. Do a little bit more damage. I think I could go Kyurem now. You wouldn't go Toxic here, I don't think. So I think I'm just going to go Kyurem. Yeah, and they go Galladite, so that's not a good play for me. Though Jolteon wouldn't have been much better here. I don't have a switch into this at the moment. This is a very aggressive play from them, in the sense that my guy is not Terra'd yet, and it's really good because of Moons around. So this is a tough turn. I could go into my Skarmory and play super aggressive and try and get an SD up on a weak armor boost, but that does not knock out Shaman. Oh, 51 to 61. Close. Donphan is super important in this game. Okay, this is really tough. Is Skarmory even like that good here? With Rotom and this thing being Terra Electric? I feel like it's kind of not. I think I just go Skarmory and use it early. Yeah, let's just go Skarmory. This is a tough turn to be. They knock off, so I can at least get that right. Okay, so I get my weak armor. I kind of want to see if I can just not Mega. SD is so tough here. Would you risk your Gallade? I feel like you just wouldn't risk it. I'm just gonna SD. Okay, they go Rotom. So I'm gonna probably Mega here and just take my damage. Rotom. Brave Bird actually knocks it out if it's offensive. But if you're defensive, you guaranteed live. I think this chip is fine. I think this is a trade we want early, because Skarmory's, like, I'm not doing a crazy ton. So what is Brave Bird? And it is defensive Rotom. Okay, good to know. They burn me. That's fine. I'm going to get another Brave Bird off now because of this. I could Roost and save this for later as a switch-in. But I think Brave Bird's just better. This thing being chipped is super, super nice. As well as the Shaman, both electric types. I mean, they're kind of doing what they meant to do by my Skarmory's burnt. And it's in here. I believe this should still knock it out. Oh, you're super bulky. Oh, you're mad. You're max. Okay. Oh yeah, this never knocks out. I could root. Let me just roost then. Get rid of my typing. They hex. Okay, they got me there. I thought they were gonna click an electric move. I could just go Sylveon and fire up a Hyper Voice, because I think having this as a switch in later could be nice. Though I think Sylveon's health is going to be really important now that I'm using Skarmory like this. Does Hex break my sub on Kyurem, since it's not invested? And the answer is no. So I think that's like fine. I could try to get up sub in front of that. So Brave Bird. Get down to 6%. As they Hex me, my Skarmory's gone. Alright, not exactly how I wanted this game to start, but it could be worse, right? It really could. I guess if this thing's like random Salic, that could be really bad. But we'll sub here. So I get a sub up. I don't know what they could do to break it. They Pain Split and it fails. Okay, huge. So what we're going to do, we could Hone Claws, honestly. I don't want to get too greedy, but I think Hone Claws is like a fine play. They can't break it. Hex doesn't break. No. Yeah, now I knock this thing out for sure. Awesome. Oh, wow. You guys hear that? Wow, that is super loud. I guess Fusion Bolt technically would be the best play here. So we'll Fusion Bolt and knock out Rotom. All right, this is a great scenario to be in. I can't believe you guys had to have heard that. That was super, super loud. Rotom is gone. The mod was pretty annoying to switch into, so I'm glad we got rid of it. Now Galladite comes out. Icicle Sphere has a chance to knock out. I need 4 hits, I think, and I'm not loaded dice, so we're gonna go for Icicle Spear. They Drain Punch, that's fine. Get as much damage as we can. 3 hits, 4 hits, and it knocks out. That's pretty lucky. We needed 4 hits, and that was, I don't know if it was a roll in not my favor, so that is super nice to get rid of that. And Kyurem is going stupid in this game. I have to be careful of how I want to play this. I don't want to let like something like a moon set up. That's a little scary. So I do have to be wary of that. Kyurem really isn't doing a crazy ton past this point. Oh, this comes out. That's fine. I can save this then. I could also sub and see what they want to do about it. This is good to Shaman still, actually, so I did lie about that. I'm going to sub. Just see what they want to do. They Encore me into it, that's fine. I'm not really too upset about that. I could have Fusion Bolted, and they got me there, but like it's not a crazy big deal. I think I'll just stay in and force the issue. To the Gigaton. I'm just going to sub again. Like, if this thing doesn't have a move for me, outside of Gigaton, then I can still beat this. I could still get the play wrong, though, which is the only thing that sucks. Gigaton. So now it's like, it's a tough spot, right? Because they could Gigaton me. Which, I don't even know if it knocks me out. Tinkaton? 69 to 81 if you're no attack. It's a roll. Don't know if I want to get caught again. And I feel like this thing is super important. I think I go into the Jolteon. And I could just Volt Switch into maybe Donphan. I'm really scared to use Donphan's health. Kyurem can... The rocks are up, so I'm not really living many hits. It's just the Shaman. Can I deal with the Shaman outside of Kyurem? Is really the question here. I don't know if I can. We'll use Terra Electric, so... I don't think we want to play this game. I think I just go into the Jolteon. As they Encore. I could have Fusion Bolted. I thought about clicking it. It is definitely the button I thought about clicking. We're going to Volt Switch and probably go Donphan, I think. I think I have to use Donphan. I'm just scared of this Moon being able to, like, kind of win. Okay, they switch. Perfect. Now I get the guy right back in. That's so awesome. So we go Kyurem. Pretty easy here. I do take rocks, but it's like, it's fine, right? I don't think this thing can break a sub. I really don't think it can. I could Fusion Bolt for my chip, but I can just sub up and then do the same thing the next turn anyway. So that's what we're going to do. If they can break a sub, then this is a bad play. But again, I just don't see it. They could be speed, I guess. Did we calc the SpDef? I think they're fully SpDef, though. I think we know this. And I'm like max speed, so I don't think... No, there's the chance of them outspeeding me are so low. They go Tinkaton. I do get my sub up, and I'm just going to Fusion Bolt this time. So that's what we'll do. Get our damage. Calc to see how much it does. 42, that does a lot. And they Encored me. Nice, nice, nice. So I can just spam Fusion Bolt now. Awesome, awesome. Gigaton. I am scared if they bring in the Moon. And then I'm still locked in. Like, how bad could that be? Oh, that could be scary. They brought out Moon and then set up. I think we just go back out into Jolteon, honestly. Yeah. They knock off. Oh, they get a crit too. That's pretty annoying, but I don't think it's going to matter too much, to be honest. We always Volt here, and we want to get in a position to where... Okay, so that's knocked out. I think Slowking is my best play. I think Sylveon's my best play, actually. Yeah, I think Sylveon's my best play. It doesn't let Moon or the other guy set up. Every time I get Kyurem in on Shaman for free, I get a kill, so... Or, well, most likely. It depends with Icicle Spear, but... A boosted attack Roaring Moon does one-shot my Sylveon. I don't think they know that. Well, they shouldn't know that. But it is an offensive Sylveon. Deoxys shouldn't be... Shaman comes out. That's fine. Don't think I'm really too worried about this. I still have the quick attack. I could just Hyper Voice, to be honest. I know it's SpDef, but it's still doing a lot. I don't think my health's crazy important. It is nice, but I don't think it's important. I'm gonna Hyper Voice. Again, I just can't let anything set up for free in front of me. That's really all it is. I'll Hover Voice once. They Toxic, huge. Okay, I get the play right. Does not knock out, but it's like fine. I kind of want to go Kyurem now. Or I could go Jolteon now. I could go Jolteon first and get like a light screen up. And just play for the substitute. Because I think this thing with Quick Attack could still really be useful. Yeah, let's do that. Let's go Jolteon, because we don't really need it. Desynthesis. That's fine. They're going to get to like full, but it just does not matter. So we're going to get a light screen up here. I have a Luring Voice, so if Moon comes out, I can still hit it really hard. They Toxic and they miss. I'm sorry about that. I'm going to Eerie Impulse this. What a crazy set this is. They Toxic. It's fine. And I think I just hit this thing. If they go Moon, that would be amazing. If they go Jolt, and if they just switch, it would be really nice. And they switch into the Moon on my Luring Voice. Huge damage. That's in Quick Attack range, so I'm not even scared of it. That's awesome. If this thing's not Scarf, it gets knocked out. And I always just Luring Voice again and get knocked out. And Shaman comes out. This is like awesome. Super great scenario to be in. We're gonna go into the Kyurem because I believe we do outspeed. Terravolt. I cannot sub, but that's fine. I don't think I really need to. We Icicle Spear. 1, 2. Only 2 hits, and they do get the heal off, but that's fine because now I get a sub off. So it's like, okay. Let me make sure this thing guaranteed cannot break my sub. I'm pretty sure it can't with Earth Power. No, it can never, so. They make a good play. I go in Deoxys. I'm trying to think if I should... Can I beat the Shaman without my Kyurem? It's like, this thing is kind of looking like a threat a little bit. But I think with my EQ guy, I should be alright. Here we definitely attack. I just want to make sure I'm clicking the correct move. Which is just going to be Icicle Spear, right? Yeah, we're always going to just hit this. Psy Noise, and it's a noise move, and it goes through my sub. What a play. Alright, you got me there. My opponent got me. That was super tough, and it's Life Orb. Oh, that's not good. As long as I have Sylveon around, I can always beat the Moon. So I definitely can't go Sylveon here. I think I have to go into the Glow King. Oh, that was tough. That was tough, I'm not going to lie. Psy Noise was really good. But I think I always go Glow King and just fire off an attack. Shadow Ball most likely, right? Yeah. Because I can fish against the Shaman. Shaman's looking like a threat, actually, a little bit. Like, I'm going to have to force a lot of recovers, I think. And Sylveon is on a timer, so there is that. Really good play for my opponent. I was not thinking about Psychic Noise. I didn't think that was going to come, but it did. So they got me. They will go for Shadow Ball themselves. And Life Orb. Nice little chip. We're going to do a lot of damage back. And I think I just Shadow Ball again. Looking pretty nice. The Shaman, again, is a little scary here. But at this point, like, this is gone. I think they have to go Shaman. They go Moon. Alright, let me think about this. I want to make sure I don't throw this. So Deoxys is gone. I could go Donphan now, but I think I'd need Donphan's health for the Shaman. Like, I need to Earthquake that. Oh yeah, I need the Earthquake, so... I think I just stay in. I think I always just stay in on this. And I think my Donphan plus Sylveon can beat the Shaman. So I'm going to stay in an Ice Beam. They U-turn, and they do knock me out. That's fine, though. I can go Donphan and click Earthquake now. Pretty comfortably. So that's what we're going to do, right? So we Terra, we have the Terra, and then we EQ. Yeah. That seems like the most rational play here. Don't see how that could be a losing play. I assume that last move Seed Flare, which would hurt. But again, doesn't one-shot me or anything. And Roaring Moon is in range of an EQ. It's in range of a Quick Attack, so... As long as... I can't think of a way we can really lose this. It's gotta be some, like, crazy Shuka nonsense. Terra here. They go for Toxic. And it knocks out Shaman, so, like, we're in an amazing spot here. And I always click EQ since that, you know, the other move can miss. The Iron Head, and I get flinched, I'm pretty sure. Rocky Helmet. But again, it just does not matter because I have quick attack in the back. So we should have this game up in wraps. And your Ironhead, the Rocky Helmet's gonna knock the Roaring Moon out. GG's to my opponent, another 1-0 for us. We're not doing great in the diff department, but our games are going pretty well in terms of we are winning. I'm gonna have a post-game thoughts section as I always do, and I will see you there. And as always, we are here for our short post-game recap. Now, I say short because I'm actually pretty happy with how we just played and prepped. I don't really have a crazy ton to add, to be honest. Again, shoutouts to Jay, super big help in prep this week. Really appreciate it. The only real tidbit of luck that I can think of was getting 4 hits on Galladite, so we didn't have to immediately switch out Kyurem. I think the extra damage on something else via me switching on my team could have been really bad, considering you saw how close that endgame just was. The only other note I really have is the Skarmory didn't really seem like it did much, but honestly, learning that Rotom was fully defensive and like its whole moveset, and plus you gotta think Terra Electric Shaman came that was relatively bulky, so it meant that Skarmory was probably never going to win. But I think learning this information and scouting early really helped out throughout the game, so it did alright. Also, the Psychic Noise on the Deoxys was a really cool bring on my opponent's part. I didn't even think about it, and you saw it caught my Kyurem out very clearly. It was pretty neat. So, one more time, GG's to my opponent, Isaac Ghoul. We go up in record 2-1, which is pretty nice, but I know this season is going to ramp up as we get deeper into the run. Hopefully we can carry this momentum and drive with this team and learn the team even more. So, if you enjoyed this video, leaving a like would be very awesome. I am Galladite 74, and I hope to see you next time.